Good day, Internet people. Thank you for coming to the channel, JMac Sport 24/7. I am JMac. I am the host. I am having a ball. I am really having a ball. Since the Cowboys got gutted by the Green Bay Packers Sunday, I just been sitting back watching the talking heads on all these sports talk shows, even my buddies on social media. No one cannot have a conversation unless they bring up the Dallas Cowboys. Here we are, Friday, January 19th, and the discussion is still about the Dallas Cowboys. It's still about my team, your team, that everyone loves to hate. Discussion somehow, there's other teams still remaining in the postseason, but yet they cannot have a show without talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I think there was other teams that got knocked out of the playoffs, but they only talking about the Dallas Cowboys. So I am having a ball. So before I was debating what type of video I should do, because the great debates right now, there's two of them. There's two great debates. One a little bit more than the other. Mike McCarthy, first it was, should Mike McCarthy be fired? And now, why was Mike McCarthy rehired, or not fired? I shouldn't say rehired, not fired. But the second one is, should the Cowboys extend Dak Prescott contract? And I was going back and forth which one is the most, discussed, which is driving the fans crazy. And I think right now is Mike McCarthy being not being fired by Jerry Jones. But soon it's going to change to Dak Prescott contract being extended. Should it be extended? Is he worth it or not? And that's really where I was going to do the video at. But it's Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones. And again, they're fascinated with the Dallas Cowboys. Everyone. I mean, I had a friend on Facebook. He's a 49ers fan, a brother of mine. He doesn't like the Cowboys either. Hate them. But he's been seeing a lot of discussion about the Cowboys, really from Eagle fans. And again, the Eagle fans lost too, They lost, right after Dallas did. So he just asked the question, why are you guys talking about the Eagles? I mean, the Cowboys. Why are you continuing to do so? And now, I'm just watching this conversation go back to, their, reasoning why they need to discuss the Dallas Cowboys, even though their team, was ceremoniously exit out of the playoffs, by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They yet still need to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. So now I'm watching Get Up, and that's a debate on the round table why Jerry Jones didn't fire Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has 12-4 seasons, and seems to falter in the playoffs. Lost 2 wild card playoff games, lost a divisional playoff game. Yet the Cowboys, Jerry Jones should let Mike McCarthy go. Now, I am in the minority. I have no problem being in the minority. That's how I live my life. I would not waver. I do not care. The majority say this. I don't care what you say to me. On my last video, I got over 150 comments. Over 150 comments. A good portion of them was agreeing with what I was saying, but there was a good portion also like, what the hell am I talking about? Dak fault, and blasey, right? Well, again, I don't care. I don't have a problem being in a minority. I really don't. I pride myself in, not being a follower and being a critical thinker. And I know most of us, and I'm guilty of this as well. I have knee-jerk reactions. We get our emotions so into the Dallas Cowboys, or the haters do too. They get their emotions all into the Cowboys, and they can't, as I said, wait to pounce like leeches. Parasites just want to jump on the Cowboys, just can't wait, because you follow Stephen A. Smith lead, and you got to do what he do and say what he say. You have your talking points, and you go with them. You use your talking points, So I get that. I've been getting that since I was, knee high. I would argue to say I'm probably got a little more years on most of my subscribers. Doing this YouTube thing and being on this YouTube box and stuff. So I've seen, a lot of football games of the Dallas Cowboys. I've seen, different tenures, different eras, different head coaches, different owners. I've been able to, really understand and how the game have evolved and changed. So here's my argument for Mike McCarthy. And then I'm going to play an audio of at this round table of Get Up and try to come back on the back end of that and have my closing comments. But okay, here we go. My reasoning that Mike McCarthy should not be fired is because he has one more year remaining on his contract, right? Let's play it out. But the biggest reason that I believe, and this is me, I, again, pride myself to have some critical thinking and thought in this process. I know how hard it is once a new coach comes in, head coach come in, and starting from scratch. Barry Switzer was an anomaly. He came in after Jimmy Johnson and took a team that was prime, ready to go. Had already won 2 Super Bowls. Knew what it was like to play in a championship game. When I say championship, I'm talking about the conference championship game. They were underdogs against the Buffalo Bills in that first Super Bowl. Big time underdogs because the Bills had been there already before. Had, Hall of Fame players on their team. So the Cowboys were underdogs. It was a young team like the Green Bay Packers is right now. And they didn't know what they was, hey, we've never been here before. There's no fear in us. But I think that's what happened with Buffalo. Buffalo had been there before, and they saw this young team not giving up and coming back, and they kind of just, lost it. Mentally, I should say. And I think in some regards, that's how Green Bay played the Cowboys last weekend. Green Bay didn't have anything to lose. They've been looking at the media, reading the media papers, and Dallas was the team to win, and they were underdogs. They're a young team. They had no reason to be fearful whatsoever. But the Cowboys, once they got behind, they panicked. Both sides of the ball, even the coaching staff panicked. But I kind of digressed a little bit. Starting over again, it's a huge taking. If you bring in another head coach, everyone say Jim Harbaugh or someone who's been successful in the college ranks. Now, I am a proponent of bringing somebody in, but I want someone young. I don't want a Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's in his 70s, I believe, right? And I want someone, I think Mike McCarthy is 60 years old. I want someone who's going to be around at least 10 years. I don't want a one championship. I love having that dynasty. I want that again. So I want to coach around like Mike Tomlin in the Steelers for a long time. That's what I want. At least 10 years. And I think Mike McCarthy have 10 years in him. He's a good coach. His record proves it. Matter of fact, you're going to hear in the audio where that he has a winning record over a lot of Hall of Fame coaches, some who have not even won a Super Bowl. So you're going to hear that. So changing a head coach right now with one, think about this. What did the Cowboys look like pre-Mike McCarthy? We had Jason Garrett. What was that like? Average. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. What was that like? Do you remember? So what was it like before Jason Garrett? Okay. You remember Dave Campo? Does anyone remember him? So it's amazing to me our other critical thinkers, and I'm being facetious, that think you can just grab another coach somewhere off the shelf, somewhere from the college ranks, and come in and just start rolling with the Cowboys. Do you know how long it's going to take to build some momentum, some continuity? Do you have an idea what that takes in the National Football League at that level? This is not the college ranks. To win a championship, just a division championship or a conference championship, it doesn't take just skill. It takes luck as well. Definitely to win a world championship. So I know, again, we all are off our, emotions, our knee-jerk reactions. But then if you sit back and really do some critical thinking, okay, we've been 12-4, right? And I know we hate, and I'm talking about Cowboy faithfuls, my compadres. I know you hate to hear the haters and how the talking points they use, and us burning out and fizzling out in the postseason, and Stephen A. Smith has a mic in his hand, and so he has this bullpit, and he can just go ahead and he's a Pat Piper. He has his followers. He has this little ant people following him. He does, and so we have to hear that now. Not just Stephen A. Smith. We have to hear his ant people coming into us and saying the same thing as talking points. It's no longer just the cowgirl things. And why the hell would I feel good losing to cowgirls instead of the Cowboys? But these idiots who like to use that term, and I just laugh at it, and internally I just like, dummy. All right, is that like what kind of statement is that? Cowgirl? It tells me that you can't get creative in your thinking and your thought process. You took somebody else's, elementary comment, and you used it and you continue to run with it. So if I've been hearing that same comment since I was 11 years old, okay, I'm 59 years old now, and I've been hearing that comment since I was 11 years old. Have you progressed any time with your hateful for the Dallas Cowboys? But all right, you lose to the Cowgirls. Cowgirls got 5 Super Bowl rings, and if you Eagle fans, you girls beat you one. You beat one time, but girls been have more division championships than you do. If you can't beat a girl, you can't beat a girl. That's the way it is. But anyhow, again, I continue to digress. I have so much. I just got so much. I'm drinking this good Folgers coffee. My good wife brought me 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. She surprised me with that, so I must be doing something good. I kind of digressed again, but all right. So that is my reasoning to keeping Mike McCarthy on board right now, because he got one more year. This also allowed Jerry Jones to really now to look for possibilities if we get the same result next season. This year, Mike McCarthy taking over as play calling. The Cowboys look good. Our defense looked good half the season, meaning when we were at home, not away. And you play who's in front of you. You play who's on your schedule. So you can't argue there was bad teams or teams under 500. You play who you play. So we need to take that next step on defense and offense with regard to being on the road. Because truth be told, I do believe in Dak's first year with the Cowboys in 2016, we were undefeated on the road. We was undefeated as in his rookie season. So we need to address some real key positions on offense. Running back, we got to, And then one of the big arguments that a lot of Dak haters is that, even though I am on board that Dak did not lose that game against Green Bay Packers, their position is, Dak made it easier for the defense or for the Green Bay Packers. And then I'm going like, okay, what's your argument? Because, Green Bay had the ball first and they ran down the field. And so at any point, when they got the ball back, it wasn't to garbage time that the Green Bay Packers punted the ball. So our defense kept giving up yards and giving up points. But these critical thinkers want to go right to Dak right away. Okay. And I know this is about Mike McCarthy video and not Dak, because I had a lot to say about Dak. And yeah, he did know, like Jim Kelly, he panicked in the he started as he was down 7-0 when he came into the game, and it's the playoff, and I'm sure this is impossible for a quarterback, especially playing the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, not to listen to the media, not to listen to the Stephen A. Smiths and his ant people. It's hard to not to hear that inundated in your brain all day long, all week long, all season long. You constantly hear, those talking points that Stephen A. Smith spewed to his ant people. You can't. So I'm sure it's in his brain. It's his brain housing group, and so he's human, and so but he has the skill set. He has. I mean, again, Dak was in the conversation for. Okay, I keep saying this in Mike McCarthy video, but I keep going back to Dak. Mike should have stayed, and I'm glad Jerry Jones did. And so when you this talking this round table, I forget the characters that was at the round table. Two on the right, two on the left, but the two on the right. If you're watching the video, you're watching Get Up. The two, they're talking like fans, like you and I. But the two on the left, they're talking like corporate CEOs. What it would do to make an instant change from knee-jerk reactions. So if you get a chance, you got a YouTube box. How about you looking up Get Up from yesterday, the day being the 19th on the 18th. And watch that round table, and then listen to the discussion of Mike McCarthy staying on staff for his final season for the Cowboys, and then look at how the two both sides, how one again side is alluded to, one side is more like you and I fans, and we were emotionally involved, and and the other side, so Jerry Jones, he's a CEO, and you respond in that way, and one side is a billionaire, and one side is a working side. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not saying that I would be over this side. It's just that I'm just sitting here trying to be objective and not trying to react in a knee-jerk reaction, because I get in my feelings as well. I think it's only humanly natural to do so. So let me put this in for you, and hopefully that the audio picks up for you.
So there is no debate that he doesn't always do the press conference as well as some other coaches do. But is it the right decision for Jerry Jones to bring him back as his coach next season?
No, hell no. Hell no. Here's the thing that bothers me, okay? Because I know what my colleagues across the aisle are going to say. They're going to talk about continuity. They're going to talk about.
So I think you can tell which side is the right side. This is the right side
MVP type season
of the table.
Oh, they're going to harp on, CeeDee Lamb, possibly Offensive Player of the Year, all the All-Pros, all the stuff that Dallas did in the regular season. Mm-hmm. We've seen this script from the Dallas Cowboys year after year after year. Okay. Mike McCarthy made changes. Fired Kellen Moore, calling plays. Dak Prescott had his best season. Where did it get the Dallas Cowboys? A step behind where they were the year prior.
Yeah.
So my question to everyone who wants Mike McCarthy to be, this was the right move. How has retaining Mike McCarthy advanced the Dallas? How has it gotten them a step closer to a championship when they took a step back this year as far as their Super Bowl aspirations? Please explain to me right now.
Because if you make the decision based on those 3 hours,
of
course you have to fire him. But great organizations that have sustained success over time, like we always look at teams like the Steelers and the Rooney family, they take the long, sober view. And over 3 years, Mike McCarthy has done a good job. not a great job. I would be working really hard to try to get to the next step with him because he's earned the right for continuity. 36 regular season wins. And maybe more important than anything else, guys, Dak Prescott got better with his direct involvement, and he deserves credit for that. So is it perfect? No. But the alternative could be worse. And you guys don't understand, like, postseason wins are really hard. And if you were using that analysis, we would be firing 20 coaches every year.
Instead of the 10 that we generally have.
Right.
The ones that
we have a real epidemic.
But look, I'm on their side, all right? I'm on the side that they should have made a change. However, if you want the best defense I've heard of Mike McCarthy, or one of the most interesting anyway, is that he has 11 career playoff wins.
Right.
How does that compare historically?
Well, it's tied for 10th all time in league history. So it's the same number as Bill Parcells, Marv Levy, Dan Reeves, John Harbaugh, Pete Carroll. It's more than Bill Walsh. I'm just picking out names here, right? Jimmy Johnson, Sean Payton, Tony Dungy. These are Hall of Fame coaches. It's more than Mike Shanahan. It's 3 more than Mike Tomlin. The point is, it's too small a sample size to base your hiring and firing decisions on. Right? Like you can say, like, he's coached 4 playoff games with the Cowboys, he's lost 3 of them. That stinks, obviously. But to fire based on 4 games versus based on 70 games, right? I think it's justifiable for the Cowboys to say, we want to stay the course, because the worst thing would be to bring in somebody who can't even get us there.
Here's my rebuttal to what you're saying.
Here's my
rebuttal to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones has stated time and time again, he doesn't have much time left.
Right.
Jerry Jones was the one. Jerry Jones is the one that's been preaching the sense of urgency.
Let me stop right there, right quick. Jerry Jones did say, I mean, yeah, it's common knowledge that Jerry Jones doesn't have a lot of time. He's in his 80s. All the more not to fire this head coach and think that you're going to start over. I bring a new coach in and he's going to just take off and win a Super Bowl. This is not the type of team that Barry Switzer inherited. This idiot is getting paid good money, sitting at this table, who's a sports writer, making this argument against himself. Okay, I'm 80 years old, so I just go bring in another coach? A proven coach in college, okay? You're trying to get over this hump? Are the players going to jail with this coach? Really? But my current coach, he's got 1 more year? This guy is getting paid a lot of good money making this argument against himself. When I heard him, like, I had my, if you've seen The Exorcist, my head, I did one of those numbers. Like, what? Do you hear what's coming out of your mouth?
Urgency into getting to winning a world championship.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to speak again. You read all those names.
Yes.
You read all those names.
Yeah.
But just as an aside, like some of those names, we shouldn't even have Mike McCarthy associated with some of those names on the
but
list.
there he is.
But here's what I'm going to say. The Green Bay Packers, with the youngest team in the league, went into Jerry's work and embarrassed the team that you guys have read all of the accolades that came with the Dallas Cowboys. Why in the world with a guy who's been there 4 years now? How can you sit here and tell me that the Dallas Cowboys are better off and are closer to a championship after what happened last weekend? Explain that to me.
They're basing it on 4 months of performance as opposed to
in the regular season.
Yes,
in the regular season.
I get it.
Look, when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys, have we not said time and time again, the Dallas Cowboys, when we talk about them, we don't talk about them as far as the regular season.
Massive.
I wanted somebody to hear that. I want you guys to hear that, and now somebody said it. They said it. A hater said it. We don't want to talk about the regular season. We already want to talk about the postseason with the Cowboys. Only Cowboys I talked about in this fashion. Because by your haters, we go into the Cowboy faithfuls. We go into the Super Bowl every season. Every year we want to go. And I don't hear that. I mean, that's another talking point from Stephen A. Smith and his ant people. So they run with that. I don't hear other Cowboys fans say, we're going to the Super Bowl. I don't hear any of our Cowboy fans saying that. I just don't. I do hear we want to go to the Super Bowl, just like a fan, whatever team you're a fan of, not the Cowboys. Same thing. We want to go. The Jets fans want to go. Detroit Lions fans, they want to go. Right? Atlanta Falcons fans, they want to go. Carolina Panthers fans, they want to go. I'm talking about teams that have never won a Super Bowl. Some have never been in a Super Bowl. They want to go and be in a Super Bowl. So do the Dallas Cowboys fans. No, we're not saying we going every year to the Super Bowl. But you know what the media do? The media hype you up. And you're not critically smart enough to understand that. You let your local media pound that into your brain housing groups. That's what you do. So Mike McCarthy did say before, what they was talking about with regard to, it's a championship team. We're not a championship team. We have the type of players to become champions. And I believe I'm interpreting it, that's what he meant to say. We have the skills cost. You know what? Truth be told again, that's what the media says. The media say the Cowboys should be primed to excel in the postseason and get into the championship game and then get into the Super Bowl. So why shouldn't, the head coach say the same thing? That's what he's saying. So Stephen A. Smith, idiot. Instead of worrying about the Cowboys, worry about trying to keep your damn hair from receding further than to the back of your skull. That's what you need to focus on, not put all your damn energy in the Dallas Cowboys. But you know what? That is smart. That is smart because without your energy into Dallas Cowboys, you don't have a platform, you don't have a thing, and then you don't have your ant people to follow you. So kudos to you for making the Cowboys your thing, to rise to the top. Kudos to you, Stephen A. Smith. And so many others try to copycat Stephen A. Smith. All these other talking heads. If you watch them closely, they all trying, especially the ones that come on First Take. They all try to do the ones that hate the Cowboys, especially that female that, I shouldn't say it that way. The woman that comes on his show, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything derogatory or negative about her, but anyhow, that's my take. It's my opinion. I know I rambled on about Dak Prescott and reason why. Right quick, I was asked in one of my comments about Dak Prescott having one more season. Should he let him go right now? And again, he's in his last year of his contract. Pretty much same premise applies to him as well as Mike McCarthy. And I don't have a problem with looking for someone in the draft just in case. But Dak has a skill set. He had an incredible season this year, the best that he's had in his career. We just got to do better in the postseason. And I'm just disgruntled, disappointed that we got our butts handed to us and we panicked. We're not that bad. If Green Bay is better than us, we're not that bad. The way they just handed to us, But we need to dress that defensive coordinator. We need to dress that. J Max Sports 24/7, I'm out. Oh, before I go out, do. Please give me a like if you have not done so. And if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.